Right mate, Slimade here, welcome back to some more Final Fantasy IV. Now last time, we actually got I was going to say new party member, but it's actually an old party member. It's actually Rydia. Remember Rydia from earlier on whenever there was a big sea serpent attacked a boat and that kind of thing? Well, she's actually back and she's now she's lost the white magic, but she's now a more fully fledged summoner. We've got a few summons here. And there's also something else that I need to do in here, because if you remember last time, everywhere else was kind of off limits. Also, if you remember last time, we were kind of harassed by what I was dubbing the audio demon, which was following me over from the Sonic series. I have no clue what is actually causing that, but I am genuinely possibly considering designing a character based around it so I can pin a blame on someone. I just think the idea is all kinds of funny. But we've now actually got the well, I didn't even ask the king about permission yet, but we have actually gained full access to the Dwarven Castle. And I think I've realised I went here too early, because I was actually going to go get some new equipment, you know, for the new characters and that we got. I thought he was calling the Fat Chocobo an insolent fool then, but we've got some, they're called Gizzle Greens or something. So let's see what... We've got a Dwarven Axe that can work on Kane. We've got a Great Bow that we'll put on Rosa. Is that actually better? That's actually better. Actually, I want to see what's the difference between... Oh, it's just higher defense. You know what? I kind of wasted a bit of money there, but... We can give her a dancing dagger, and that will actually be slightly stronger. We'll just give her that for now. And we'll give Rosa these arrows. We've already got all the things sorted out for Yang. Let's see what we can get equipment wise. I may as well throw on some of these as well. But yeah, I may as well address something that I said last episode. I was saying about Rydia. And essentially, whenever I said something in regards to Terraria. Now, what you've probably noticed before is that Rydia had a whip, and Rydia is a summoner. And that in itself, if you're familiar with Terraria, may sound, you know, familiar, and that is actually because, in fact, the summoner class is based on Rydia. And that's not even a joke, by the way. There was a while ago, when 1.4 came out and the whips were added for summoner, that they posted an image of Terraria to the Terraria forums. Hopefully Square Enix won't actually murder me for showing this image, but the little Terraria character was quite clearly based on Rydia. And I then turned round and asked on the forums, not on the forums, the Terraria Reddit, that was it, which is where Red was, about you know, the actual summoner class and that. And he turned around and actually said, yeah, he did actually base the summoner class on Rydia. So it is actually like flat out confirmed that it's based on Rydia, and I can post the screenshot that I have of Red directly telling me this. And I thought that's really cool, like, because as someone who enjoys this game, seeing someone else not only enjoy the game, but like a game that I enjoy, they made a game that I enjoy as well with Terraria. Also, like, be based on this, I thought it was really fun. And there's actually a lot of elements in this game that was actually put into Terraria. Because you've also got, like, take for example, there's a boss that's later on in this game that is also an inspiration for a boss in Terraria. And I think also as well, stuff like, take for example, the classes are quite clearly like based on how Final Fantasy does stuff. It's not exactly the same, but there we go. A lot of secret passages here. Wait, can we actually put that on Yank? I think we can. We are mainly just getting loads of stuff right now. And that's because we are actually going to be climbing up the big tower at some point. Now, there is still more of this castle to explore, and I want to see if I can actually find one of the most interesting areas. So we've got the Dwarf Infirmary over here. I've got to try and find this one area somewhere in this castle that... Is it up here? Here we go. Also, yeah, there's even a Dwarven dancer. Possibly a relative of the dancer in... Is it Agar? But yeah, what's it called? There is actually a secret area, I believe. I don't know if it's that was a big jump there. I don't know if it's in this version, but there is actually... I don't know how well known... Oh, he's gonna vomit. Oh, it's not in this version. But over here, there used to be a developer office. That's why it actually says 1991 dev team office abandoned. Because you used to be able to go down a set of stairs, and you could actually fight the dev team that worked in the game, like talk to them, and they all had like different Final Fantasy characters representing them. And that also means there's a very bizarre moment in this game that's also been removed, which says something about Cecil. There is, and I'm not making this up. Oh, we went the wrong way. There is, I am not making this up, right? In the dev team office, there is a stand with books in it, and if Cecil goes up and picks out one of the books, he'll pick out a book that's, what's it called? Called something like Lustful Lally Ho, and it is literally it's a dwarf adult magazine, right? And they put that in this game, and Cecil sits and reads it in front of the rest of the party members. How did they get away with that? I thought Cecil's supposed to be a paladin, like, how? Oh, that's an interesting thing that's worth mentioning, Ruby Kante, but I'll get into that in some other thing, because I've already referenced him in a different video, but still, this here is a healing spot, but still, what's it called? The fact that they put... I've accidentally healed again now. That they put that in the game feels so strange and weird. Like, what? Like, what? Why is Cecil... You know, I have no response to that. We may as well just show off some of what Rydia can do. She's got a summon option here. We've got all kinds of different... Most of the elemental summons have all got the same MP cost. So this is one that we'll all probably quite remember from earlier on I was going to say earlier on in the series, but she also did this. Well, she didn't do it, her mother actually did this. And he summoned the Mist Dragon, which is the first boss in the game. Sorry about the nose sound then, my nose is just a little bit irritated. Actually, what level is Rydia at? Because I didn't check that. She's actually at level 32. So she is around the right level, and we're not too over leveled. I think we have went the wrong way. I want to show off some more Rydia summons. Because the summons do, I believe, multi-target by default, which is something that the spells don't often do. Some spells do. And we've already, other than going the wrong way, wasted a chance to see a summon. We'll keep trying though. I mean, I could just sit still and let these goblins just like kick me or something. There we go. So this is our ice summon. I don't know what's up with like Shiva's head in this version, because she really does look like she's wearing a clown hat. See if we can get the others before we actually reach the tower. I just kind of want to show them off, to be honest. Oh, preemptive strike. And then we've got Remove and Rama or something. I'm not even too sure where the name comes from, to be honest. But this is our, what was I going to say, electric elemental. It's thunder elemental. A Bolt of Judgment. You'll remember this guy from Smash Bros. Well, it's not from Smash Bros, but he was one of the summons that appeared in Smash Bros through the materia. We've got a Magma Tortoise here. We use Ifrit. Ifrit's not really going to be much of a... You know what, you can use Prey just to save a bit of time. But Ifrit is also that's also in... that appears in Final Fantasy. In Smash Bros. Can I just say I really liked what they did with Ifrit in the DS version? Where... instead of just being like, you know, oh, he does like a fiery tackle, Ifrit surfs on a stone through lava. Speaking of lava, by the way, I've got to say, the lava in this, it looks like orange juice. Like the thing, the third impact happened at some point, and somehow Cecil and Co survived. Fighting these guys again. Mr. Dink and Company. Just have a him kick him. Let's I don't think we'll actually be able to pull off Titan, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we will actually. And Titan is also the one from an earlier cutscene, so yeah, well, that did a lot of damage. That. But yeah, if you're wondering, this place does look a lot like the previous, what's it called, the dungeon, by quite a lot actually. I may as well mention as well, you'll notice that Rydia is actually quite different from the previous Black Mage that we had. Other than the fact that Rydia has quite a lot of MP compared to Teller. Rydia actually gains spells as she levels up. So, in a way you could kind of think as Rydia as both the Pokemon and its trainer. for anyone who's familiar with the Pokemon series. Which, funnily enough, Pokemon, I think I've already said Pokemon is like one of the reasons why this game gelled so well with men. Possibly a reason why getting into Final Fantasy was as easy as it was. You'll notice also Rydia did next to no damage there, and that's because Rydia's not really a... I almost said physical attacker again, like as if it's Pokemon, but she's more spell-based. These chests look really weird. I can't describe like how weird these chests look. Also, I don't think I really said too much about Rosa's Prey, but Prey can both heal and give MP back. So it is worth every once in a while using Prey just to get a little bit of... Well, whenever it actually does actually work. You know, it's never actually fully explained what Prey is praying to. Also, are these things being harmed by fire? That doesn't make any sense. I think in the DS version it works differently. It works like, you know, funnily enough, referencing Pokemon again, like the thingy Volt Absorb. And these can go on basically everyone. Who's gonna... I actually don't know who to put that on. But yeah, it works like Volt Absorb for Pokemon, but instead of electricity, it's fire. I just completely, again, lost me train of thought because it's too busy. Oh, Mystery Eggs, these are a weird one, these. You never actually know what they're going to hatch into, so sometimes they can just hatch into, let's say, something really simple like a black lizard. Other times they can just hatch into like a green dragon, and for this point in the game, green dragon. So it wasn't even a monster in a box, it was just... These guys, by the way, I believe these guys don't attack you until you attack them. I was actually going to do a little bit of setup to show that you could like farm these thingies, but I just I pressed the wrong button. Chimeras are one of the things that can actually come from the eggs. And this is a direct upgrade from the Flame Sword, so we may as well just swap onto that directly. I don't actually know if it's more efficient to use Cura over Cure, or if I'm doing it wrong. Also, if you notice, these rooms are like... I think they've got a much higher encounter rate for enemies. It's kind of like the rooms in Final Fantasy 2, but much less annoying. And at another point in this game, I'm going to rag on Final Fantasy 2 again, because I still have a lot of comments on that game. But there is a dungeon in this game that very much reminds me of Final Fantasy 2. See, this is what I was meaning, is that it will just keep scanning for intruders until you attack it, but if you kill it in one hit, then it's no real issue. And we've already got an upgrade for that one item that we bought before. Again, really high encounter rate in here. Not really too much to say. Probably could do a little bit of grinding in here now that I think about it, because you've got these summoner enemies and you've also got the security eyes. I don't think security eyes are super common though. I think there is an item to summon them though quite easily. Cat claw that can immediately go yang. see what's over here. Now this is another quite long dungeon. So it's much like, in a way, it's kind of the sequel to the Tower of Zot. I actually wonder, where does the name Tower of Zot come from? I wonder if it's like a biblical thing as well, like this, or whether it's just something that they originally came up with. But this time it doesn't seem like we're having too much of a struggle. Although there is a chest in there. Too much of a struggle compared to, say, the other tower. There is really not too much to be saying about this dungeon that hasn't already been said about, you know, the Tower of Zot, with it being so close to the Tower of Zot in this playthrough. It's just kind of, you know, I don't want to tread old ground. I will say though, in the DS version, the Tower of Zot was actually like a gold palace, whereas this area went for a more sci-fi feel. Actually, I don't think I've addressed that, but this is like the first area in the game that's got a specific sci-fi theme to it. You know what, I may as well, seeing as we're here, heal up and then save here, because it is like getting around to the time of the end of the episode. I remember last time I floundered around looking for an exit in the Tower of Zot and I had to run all the way back and struggled with that. I don't want to be doing that again. So if you like this, it's kind of on the shorter side but not too much going on, but if you like this episode, don't forget to like, comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!